We all know why we're here. So let me ask you a question then. Why the big secret? Truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we're knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, break it down, now can you peep it? They're deceiving all the people. Let me ask you, what's the secret? Misinformation and lies, a devious disguise. They want the EMF blast until our brains is fried. Oh, point their beams in the sky. Oh, it's a movie now. This world is all CGI. Their plot is truly foul, but we're here to rise up and bring the real. Time is now, truth seekers. Y'all know how I feel. Truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we're knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, truth seekers were really the true leaders. Keep it grooving, the movement like two-seaters. Turn it up, we knocking through both speakers. It's time we get the truth from the big secret keepers. Hey, why the big secret?
Truth seekers, we got a great show for you tonight and today, actually out of Las Vegas. And I want to tell you, you could have been any other place today, but right now you're being here. And so with that being said, I want to bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the 24 time zone that this show is going to be airing. I'm Roderick Martin. Of course, you know, your host of Why the Big Secret. And today we're going to have Brett with us today. And we're going to be talking about that UFO stuff. And as you know, I'm located in the Jumbo State. This is where those UFOs come out to play. And it is a Texas thing. But today, we're going all the way to Vegas, baby. We're going to go where stuff's supposedly stay in Vegas. But we're going to bring it out of there today. And we're going to talk about that UFO stuff. So get ready. And get ready. Just get ready. That's all I can tell you. So the next time you're in Vegas, get ready to spend your money. Go by the Sapphire Club, and that's where you need to drop it off right there, baby. That's the plug. So here we go. Let me shut down the music. I'm going to bring Brett in here. We're going to get right into this interview, show some videos and some stuff there. Let me get him in with us right now. What's up, my man? What's going on?
Hey,
So
How
we
you
meet for the
doing?
first time. All right, you've been talking to my show producer Lonnie, and man, she
Yeah.
put this thing together like that. So I'm just so proud of
Yeah, she's
having
doing a
her.
great job for you.
Oh my gosh, boy, she's been at it, and so we'll give her kudos right now, and everyone in the chat, y'all tell Lonnie she's in there. Great job today, and pretty much. So we're going to be talking to you about that UFO sighting in a little bit. Before we get that going, give us a little bit of background about you. I see we got some radio that you do. I mean, you got all this great stuff.
Sure,
And
yeah.
you got the mic,
Yeah.
so you ain't just no normal person. You got the mic. So tell us about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from Los Angeles originally, and from the San Fernando Valley, Encino, and
Okay.
I left LA to go to college at the University of Wisconsin in Madison,
Mhm.
and that's where my essentially my broadcasting career kind of started. I created these TV shows on the public access channel, and we got students to be a part of the production and the acting, and we were actually putting on like a late night madness, it was called, talk show that brought on all the celebrities of Madison onto the public access channel. It was a good opportunity for the kids to get experience in production, and eventually it kind of turned into a little radio show, TV show, where I actually started fielding questions on the air because people wanted copies of the shows. So I asked the station to let me go down there and show the shows one night. And then I ended up turning the camera around and taking phone calls. And I ended up doing a second show that was called The Addiction, because kids were calling up the show all night and they couldn't stop watching, they said. So one kid came up with The Addiction, and all the rest of the people were like, yeah, that's a good name for it. So at the end of my college career, I was doing actually a kind of live talk show where I was fielding questions from all the kids and the students. So I've always it's kind of been my element. And then over the years, I moved back to LA. I got involved in sound production, post production sound for actually movie trailers. So back in the late 90s, I was working on movies like Armageddon, Godzilla, As Good as It Gets, Good Will Hunting, Sixth Sense. We were doing all the trailers, all the TV commercials, radio spots for that kind of stuff. And I was doing the finishing sound. So I ended up with a good post sound production. I went into TV show production as well. I created a TV show called Best Band on Campus, and our goal was to search for college bands across the U.S. And go on campuses and have a good time and have battle of the bands and go behind the scenes and meet the bands and their friends and see what their lifestyles were like. And then at the same time that was happening, this club was being built, and I was getting urged to come up to Vegas and work. And so I was kind of pulled in a bunch of different directions. A couple things kind of catapulted me out here for at least like the weekends. And then, it kind of became like second nature out here. Vegas is an incredible spot.
That's where I got to, not to cut you short, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But what we're going to get into is that UFO thing. And since you gave me that background, so some of the videos that we're going to show, then you'll probably be more of an expert to say, we're not looking at CGI. We're not looking at some made up stuff up here.
No,
right?
well, we had nothing to do with any kind of hoax. I'm not out there trying to dupe anybody. We just basically, I told you a little bit about my background in media. And so, there's a lot of stories in Sapphire in itself, in its own right. There's a story here, and I've been shooting it over the last month and a half. And we've brought cameras in, and we've started doing various types of shoots. And so when Xavier kind of was running out the front door of the club, I had to figure out what was happening. So I said, what's the rush? And he said, you haven't heard? And I said, heard what? He goes, there's a UFO above the club. And I just whipped out my camera and I put it in his face and I said, what'd you say? and then the rest you can see as that
Well,
video that has like
I'm gonna
8
play one
million
of those
views.
videos. I'm gonna play one of them right now. Let's see here. I think this one of the ones that you
If
actually
you're playing the 8 million viewed one, that would be the first video I shot.
you.
Yeah,
What-
There's a UFO above us.
Definitely some kind of aircraft.
I'm gonna see this too.
Is that the one with 8 million views?
no, the one with 8 million views starts in the club. It's one of them. I don't know
I don't know
what
which one.
it would look like. It looks
How
like
did
a
you-
guy's hand is in it.
Lonnie,
Looks
do we
like
got one that started in the club? Let me check the producer
Yeah.
and see if we have one of those. And let's see. Lonnie, do we have one? That one? I got a bunch of them. We can play a few ones, but I don't know if we got the one.
Are you looking on Twitter or the TikTok?
No, I have a file here that the producer
Okay.
sets up some of the clips, and we got
Gotcha.
about 6. She
The
says
one that has been viewed the most is the one where I whipped out the camera and put it in his face.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just waiting for her to. Oh, she said here. She said she added a bunch of them, so I got a bunch of them. We'll play a few of them.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right, let me play another one here. This one is one of the witnesses here that was talking about it. So
Sure.
let's see what we came up with.
All right, my name is Carlos.
And you witnessed the UFO the other night?
I sure did.
Tell me about it.
So it was a group of us outside, and the taxi cab driver right there, where the taxi cab lane, he came up to us and he asked us, do we have the white spots that are red? And we were asking, no, we only have the white ones. He asked, well, I have a question for you then. We were surprised, like, what was the question? He's like, well, I'm sitting in the cab and I'm stretching my back, going like this and looking up. So what are those lights up there? At that point, we didn't take them that serious, so we just happened to look up and we noticed those circular lights and we started tripping. So now we have everybody starting getting all nervous and shaky. So we all run to the area right there and we all started looking up. There's a lot of speculations that people say, oh, it could be drones, it could be this and that. Okay, give you that theory. If it was drones, you would be hearing the humming noise or any movement whatsoever. This thing was sitting still for a while, maybe 2-3 hours. Around 2 o'clock, 2:30, that thing just vanished. I go do a perimeter check. By the time I come back, I call my manager on the radio, hey, this thing is back, go check it up. So he comes back to the area and we see it again. This is around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now, the ship or the UFO literally moved right here. So as we started looking up, there's some footage that we have that little dots that you see in a circular, they start going up and fading away into the sky. Really once a lifetime experience. Hey, we're blessed to have it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, Brett, you didn't know this guy, or is he part of your club?
Yeah, he's the security guard out in front. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, I looked at one of the videos. I think it was the original one. Now, I don't know if you know my background. I'm a UFO investigator is what I do. I
Okay.
work with.
So how did you
Newfoundland.
get involved in being a UFO investigator?
I saw one, and this is Texas, so I took a lasso, I wrapped around one of those aliens, man, and I'm just kidding. That was just my New Year's Eve jokes coming up. Well, basically, I saw a UFO when I was 12 years old here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, not really understanding the significance of that moment. It was kind of like a little white disc thing flying through, and then there was 2 jets falling behind it. I was 12 years old, somewhere in there, 12, 13, and it's not something we talk about in the neighborhood that I grew up in, Brett. And, the neighborhood
Right.
bully would pull that one off. But as the years and months and all of that rolled by, my interest grew. Then I ultimately decided to get in the game and began to investigate some UFOs or become part of MUFON. And I was part of their membership. And then later on, went on and got a certification from them to investigate UFOs. So this happened a couple of years back. since then, I've been on several TV shows. Discovery Plus have a show there that's up right now streaming, Alien in Games. Fox Tubi, I'm in a documentary there. Gaia, I'm on a couple of shows on Gaia. I'm on a show right now that's streaming on Forbidden Knowledge TV, which is a documentary called The Black Knight Satellite there as well. Just filmed a few shows for Ancient Aliens, which will come out in a few months. So been in a game. And one of the things that stuck out most about your particular or the UFO sighting over there, the first thing I had to do was just kind of really look at the images and what's going on. And what I saw that stood out the most in the video that I seen to make me understand that we was not looking at some type of CGI or some drone, because it was pretty huge, number one, because you can see the beams of the light will give you at least some footage of width, the way the light beams.
Yeah, and especially how high it was. That would have had to be huge.
And it was one of the particular lights that kept hitting something that was reflective.
Right.
That's when I knew it wasn't a cloud. It was hitting something, because you would see.
I agree. That was the moment for us too that made it seem to be more real than what we were thinking it was, because it meant to us that something was up there because something of the
was up there. Lights would hit it, and as it was going around, bing, bing, and I said, "Oh, yeah, that's a real object up there," And pretty much, we got a couple of more videos we'll show here shortly too. But for me and for you, so take us back to that moment of, and you've been in Vegas, so I mean, we hear all kind of rumors. Everything happens in Vegas. We just did a show the other day about reptilians and shapeshifters, and one of the things that we have a friend of mine. He's an authentic reptilian channeler out of Canadian Awareness is his YouTube channel, and he kind of wrote or talked to me a little bit about that. These shapeshifters and like to be in Vegas. They like the sex. They get really intuitive. I mean, into all of the happenings there, and it's a perfect place to blend in because that's where all the things look crazy, right? So, do you hear other rumors, or even being in the club? Have you just really seen someone in there and like you just not from this world?
I mean, we see a lot of drunk people that we say, you definitely should not be in the club anymore, but I don't think that in all the 20 years that I've been here at the club that I ever thought that somebody was a shapeshifter or an alien or of that like thought. I've never, no, I don't think that ever crossed my mind before.
Wow. Let me show a couple more videos and see what we got here. We got a couple of clips we'll show, and maybe we'll get this one here. Let's play this one.
Okay, we're standing here with Craig Turner, manager of the Sapphire Limo Department. And you were witness to the UFO above Sapphire?
I did. It was there for about an hour and a half.
Tell me about it.
It was red lights. Every once in a while, they'd have spotlights of red that looked like they were coming down, and then white lights shooting off to the side. It was crazy. And
you saw the white lights come on and then come off?
It would, yeah, every once in a while, the white lights would be to each end of it. It was weird.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it.
And what do you think the most convincing factor was?
Just that it stayed there for so long.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, Craig.
Yep.
So it looks like you already doing my job. You talking to them and getting ideas of and putting all this thing together. I got a couple more clips too.
Sure.
We'll show. And now, what about the onlookers outside of the club staff? Were other people out there amazed at what was happening?
I think that everybody was in awe. It was more of like wonderment. People were looking up in the sky. I think that was the strangest thing too, is just seeing everybody's like standing there like this, and then everybody having to go like massage their necks a little bit, and then they're back to like staring up, and everybody was just fixated on it. It wasn't contrived. People weren't trying to make it something that it wasn't. It was just like everybody was like, "What is that?" And then it just kind of was like a UFO. I mean, that's a UFO. I mean, we had some red lights around the club because it was Christmas time. So we went and turned off the red lights that we had, and the stuff was still there. So we were like, okay, well, it's not our lights. So, we were thinking maybe it could be from, across the way at Resorts World. They were having a Christmas festival called Enchant. And I was thinking maybe it was those lights. But then I seen that they turned those lights off at when they closed down that Enchant. And this was after they had closed. So those lights weren't even on. So, we did think that it could possibly be some kind of reflection, but it wasn't any reflection that was coming from us, except for the three strobe lights, the spotlights that were shining up and reflecting on it. Those lights were coming from us. So, to us, it seemed like there was some large object up there that was reflecting, and the lights that we could see were underneath the object.
Okay.
Kind of shooting down at us.
I got a question for you. So let me pull up a couple of things here that I normally would have done. Now, the date and time of that was exactly when?
I'd say December 22nd, around 11 o'clock ish. And then it lasted till like 3-ish in the morning from some eyewitnesses.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing what we normally do in our system on for a UFO sighting. I'm going to look up a little bit and just kind of see. So you said probably around 11 p.m. So at this point, it kind of looks like there was some cloud cover at that point. Was it pretty cloudy?
Yes, there were clouds. Abnormally, I'd say low. We don't get a lot of cloud cover in Las Vegas, and it was a very windless night, so the clouds weren't moving very quickly either. So it was a very still cloud.
You're being accurate because my system says 4 miles an hour wind. So these are all the things that I go through as you investigate. We want to make sure how far up was it clouded? Could we have seen? Now in the video you can see some little bit, but that did let me determine, because oftentimes if someone says I saw a UFO and they don't know, we'll check. I can go all the way back to whatever years and minutes, and the satellites will show me where it is. And I like to check and see the cloud cover because that'll let me know if somebody actually saw something they say was 30,000 feet in the sky, right? But in this case, this probably was maybe 1,000 feet up in the sky. It wasn't that way up there.
How high were the clouds? Does it say that?
No.
Around this area?
No, I could dig deeper. It'll show me some levels. But when I saw the video itself, and knowing how high those light beams can truly go, I think it was part cloaking, part whatever it was. That's just my opinion.
Gotcha.
Because of the size of this thing when I was seeing the actual footage.
Okay, so you're a believer that this was an actual UFO?
Yes, I don't think it was a drone. Drones is not going to hover 2 or 3 hours on no battery powered supply. That's not happening. Now, the fact that it came back, that's a one particular thing. But when I saw the beams of lights,
well, no, I think it didn't really move. I think.
Oh, I thought the guy he said it came back again. The other witness just then or something.
Yeah, but I think what he means is that because the way it looked to me when that happened is like the cloud cover got so thick that it kind of you couldn't see it anymore.
Right.
But if I shone the camera up at it, I could still make out on the camera little red, but to the naked eye, it kind of disappeared. But
yeah,
camera, I could still see it.
Our naked eye is really.
I didn't see it move in any sense. To me, it was stationary, and it just was kind of there. And then when the cloud cover kind of came in, then it kind of went away. And then it kind of started fading back at some point, when the cloud cover moved a little more, the clearer it was, the more it seemed we were able to see it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And pretty much. But like I said, the light beams is the only thing that gave me the whatever they call those searchlights was one of the only thing that where I really start gauging the reality that this could be an unidentified flying object sitting there again when those reflections start coming back. So real quickly, this is the place. This is where it happened, right?
Right above. Like if you panned up right now, that's where it was.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So if anybody get
straight
down,
up in the sky.
So anybody who's watching, when you go to Vegas, go to the famous place now, the Sapphire, and y'all make sure y'all.
Sapphire's been famous for a long time. We've been around for 20 years.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't have no kids watching, but I'm not gonna ask what y'all famous for, but I would assume
we're famous for, if you ask anybody who's come to Vegas on their bachelor party, they've been here. They've been here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're famous for bachelor parties for sure. And we have a good time here at Sapphire. We do a lot of fun stuff. We have lots of fun parties. We actually just had our 20-year anniversary party, which was the 15th of December, and it was a great party. It was a great Gatsby theme, so it was a 20s theme. So everybody came dressed up as like a gal or a gangster, from the 20s, because it was our 20th year. Exactly. So it was we put on these big events, and it was free to the public. We had open bar. We do a lot of stuff where we're giving back to a lot of the locals around here. So we appreciate everybody in Vegas who sends us business, as well as, all the patrons that come to the club. And, we're really a club for, out of town people, that's where, that's most of our business. So when people come into town, they hear about Sapphire and they come here, and then they go home and they tell all their friends how much fun they had. And so we get a lot of repeat business, and we got a lot of word of mouth.
It sounds pretty good here. I got a couple more of your other videos I'm going to show.
Okay.
This is another witness. I don't think we showed this one yet.
So you're an eyewitness to the UFO above Sapphire?
Yeah, we were all outside. I got my own videos as well. What I seen was it looked like 3 red dots. It was kind of surrounded by some other light kind of strips around it. It looked like it was kind of moving, but it was just stationary. It was almost like it was hovering. It wasn't flying. It wasn't going higher or lower, but it was strange because it was a very clear night. And there was nothing but clouds just directly underneath that particular spot. And I just remember the spotlight that we always have above Sapphire here every night. And when the lights would all line up at the very top, it would always have this bright shining dot, almost like it was hitting like a metallic reflection above. And when that thing left, the lights were just doing what they normally do. You never seen that light again after those lights.
So you saw it leave?
We saw it leave. We heard it came back. We went back inside, but we heard it came back again. But it was just ridiculous. It was I never seen anything like that. I can't imagine. It was too big to be a helicopter. It was too high to be a drone. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, there you go. See, he said it came. He's the second person witness.
Yeah.
Said it came and came back. So obviously there's something that we got a couple other videos that I think I'm gonna show that the producer put in here, and it just kind of give us a scope that there's other things happening. So let me play a couple of them, and then we'll get right back into it here. Sure. Let's see what we got with this one.
What the heck is this? Wow.
Now that's another video from someone else.
Okay,
now,
yeah, that sounds like it was over at the Enchant in the Resorts World. That's where like the Christmas festival was. I can hear the Christmas music in the background.
And you can see, well, that means that either that or it's a different vantage point. That thing was pretty big. They could be looking from where they were and where you were. But if the people noticed in the video, you can see the same thing where whatever lights was hitting it every now and then, the reflection would hit. So that's the whole point there. Let me look into the chats and see if anyone did anything in here for a minute. All right.
So what do you think? Do you think, I'm there's several articles that have come out about this, and everybody's saying that it's ice pillars or light pillars in the clouds. Have you heard about that?
There was no light pillars in the clouds. Again, the fact that we saw a reflection, and I do this for a living, so it's letting you know that whatever it was, and this is why I tell people anything that's sitting in the sky, Brett, that we don't know what it is, we're going to classify it as unidentified flying object. Doesn't mean that everything in the sky is aliens, but we do know aliens drive UFOs, right? So whatever the anomaly was, and now we're going to classify it as a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena at this point, it's still stationary. We got people reporting no sound. It was too big, and you can see it from the spotlights. If you know these spotlights going up, when these things are crossing up in the skies, they're not 2 feet toward each other, right? So in the diameter of the spotlights, from what I saw, and then what took the cake for me once again was when one of those lights were periodically hitting whatever it was, it reflected light back. So it had to have been something sitting there. And for the spotlight, the size of a spotlight, if it was a drone, it wouldn't even reflect. The light would have been bigger than the drone itself, and just kind of the drone would have got it. So I'm willing to say that another part of this is the cloud cover being partly cloudy. Now, something that was sitting there for a few hours and the clouds did not move could mean that could have been something of its own camouflage that it put there to hide itself, so to speak, because over time the clouds would have moved anyway. And it was partly cloudy. So like you said, at some point there would have been a clear line of sight, then there would have been cloudy, clear line of sight, and therefore we would probably had many more videos. Now, one of the challenges you demonstrated earlier, which I tell people all the time, they always, well, I don't ever see a UFO. I said, well, why don't you just look up? And you said it. Yeah, we looking up here, our neck is to be broken, just hurting. And that's where why most people don't see UFOs. We don't see them in our line of sight like this. We have to be looking up all night. And so they're here. They've been around. But the fact that it would show itself up in Vegas is just a prime spot. So I think you guys got a good start for the investigation of things. And one of the things I've learned is you got to trust the witnesses. You got to trust the witnesses at this point. I'm going to show a couple more clips. I don't know if it's from what was going on there, but definitely some things happening in the infamous Vegas. Let's see what we got here.
Tonight in Vegas, we saw this really weird cloud. What do you think it means? The shape reminded me of a flying saucer.
Now, whenever the video is playing, it's going to cut off our mic. So your mic is off right now. Hang on. You have to. There you go.
That video, that video of that cloud was something that I had seen, I think, 2 months prior. So that cloud was in the sky, but that was from a couple months ago.
Yeah. See, and once again, you get that. So if there's any video, and every time we're playing a clip, it cuts off our mics automatically. Just let you know.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah,
And I was just explaining that I had, when that cloud was in the sky, I was amazed, and I took my own video of it, and I didn't do it. I just kept it on my phone. So I have my own video of it. I remember calling my wife, and I said, "Hey, look out your window," because she was following me. I said, "Look out your window." I go, "Check out that cloud over there. It looks like a mushroom cloud." And yeah, that was a couple months ago. That actual cloud.
Well, I think, for me, again, we're going to get a lot more reports and sightings, and I think it's going to happen more and more right in front of our eyes and everything else. And people have, I have an old saying that not an old saying, but I say to my audience all the time: your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. And if your mind is not ready and you can't fathom or comprehend things, it don't matter. It could be sitting right in front of you, and people are not going to truly understand what is happening from there. So now at this point, since this buzz, this 8 million views, were you contacted by anyone else or any other officials or anyone reach out?
No,
And
I
say,
never
"Oh,
got contacted by any officials. I got contacted by many people who were interested in knowing more questions, and they all kind of followed me and started asking questions on the videos, and I tried to answer as many as I could, but there were so many comments I couldn't quite keep up with everything. But I got contacted by Channel 8 News, and I allowed them to use the videos, and they wrote up an article about it. And yeah, I mean, there's been several articles, and I keep getting photo credits, and I keep getting people who are calling me up and asking me to do interviews like you, and I'm happy to do it. And I just want to kind of let everybody know that we saw what we saw, and it wasn't some type of publicity stunt. And we're just here kind of in the middle of this phenomenon, and whether or not it was something that was made by man or made by alien, it was definitely a special moment. And everybody out there with their heads tuned up to the sky, will attest that this was, a moment that they'll probably never forget in the rest of their life. And, I felt it was my duty to document this from the beginning. And it turned into this, very interesting experience, to say the least. Putting this up on Twitter and TikTok and getting the response that I got from everybody, and all the videos, basically going worldwide, and the attention that it's garnered is unparalleled to anything that I've ever experienced in my life. So I mean, it's been fun, and we're having fun with this, and it could be ice pillars, and it could be a UFO. I don't have a definitive answer. All I know is that when we were out there looking up at the sky, everybody was saying UFO, and nobody was saying nah, nah, nah. And like, people were scared, and people were leaving work, and people were videoing, and people were trying to find better vantage points. And it was interesting. It was interesting, to say the least. Yes.
So, in your estimate, left to right, how big was this thing?
I mean, it must have been huge, because it had on one end a white light, and on the other end a white light, and then you had these red lights in the middle, and some other other white lights around here. And if it was that high up, I mean, I don't,
So
I mean,
give
it
us
seemed like it would have to have been like several 100 feet long,
Okay, so we're talking bigger than a bus, bigger than.
It would have had to have been huge. If there was something that high up, and it spanned that far across the sky, then yes, it would have to have been very large. Something that large, obviously you'd think that you get a report from the Air Force, or the Harry Reid Airport, and they would.
Now, how far away is that airport?
Pardon?
How far away is that airport?
It can't be more than 4 or 5 miles, away.
Okay,
so
I can check flight radar in them a little bit and
yeah,
see.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of speculation, and maybe they do have cloaking devices, and maybe they aren't able to be picked up on our radar, and maybe there was something up there, and maybe it dropped off a few aliens that came into the club that night. Who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. But I mean, I described it to you exactly the way it happened here, and it's been fun. And I really enjoyed talking with you as well. And I appreciate you reaching out to me to find out more of about the story. And it's one of those things that it happened, and now we're all kind of thrown into the spotlight here, and everything's kind of reflecting off of us now. So we're kind of very similar to what's happened with that UFO is happening to Sapphire as well. So
Well,
we appreciate the attention, and we hope everybody comes and visits the club one day. And we're here in Vegas, looking up at the skies and making sure that the sky's not falling. And and if it does, we're gonna get out of the way. So with that, I'd like to leave the show and let you know that I appreciate being
yeah,
on, and
yeah,
and I want to thank you very much, as well as Lena as well. She's been great.
yeah.
Thank you,
Lonnie is just
Lonnie.
phenomenal. Yeah, and I appreciate you, man, coming on and give us almost this exclusive report here. Why the Big Secret, Brett, everyone, you guys got definitely his socials and all that is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Y'all check him out and all that, man. I appreciate your time, and if
Hey.
he comes back, you hit me on my cell.
Yeah, and anytime you want me to come back on, I'd be happy to. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Have
you
a
very
good
much.
one.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, so there you go, guys. That is the club owner. Thanks to our producers, our producer Lonnie. She went and found this man and got down there and got into that club and got him. See, that's how we roll. So everybody give her a shout out in the chat. Great job, locating him, finding him, getting him here, and putting all these little pieces and stuff together from there. So anyway, this is the last show that I'm going to do for the year here, which is next week is New Year's Eve. So hopefully each and every one of you is having a whatever you're going to do for New Year's Eve or anything else. But also keep in mind that New Year's Eve will be a good time that people are going to see UFOs. It's always unprecedented of sightings that we get when firework time comes, because a lot of that stuff attracts them. And so therefore, keep your eyes up as you begin to, especially these big fireworks, these big explosions and noises and all that. It's not uncommon that we get, sometimes there's a lot of Chinese lanterns and stuff that we get reports of, but outside of that, it is definitely going to be doing that as well. All right. So if there's anything that any questions anyone have in the chat, I'll check those out for the last few moments. We'll probably stay here about another 4 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. We just want to kind of break the show a little bit to you guys and anything else. And so we're going to be doing a show next week, I think, on time travel. You definitely that'll be on Forbidden Knowledge. And then we'll probably, if it's some guests, then we'll do an after show here on Why the Big Secret. I would like for the year, if any of you have an opportunity, like this video, share the channel. We're still trying to grow and reach our goals there. And let's see here. Basically, in the video, like I said, I'll show another quick clip of what I thought was interesting about the video. So let me kind of show you this one real quick. And what I want you to pay attention to, I just stopped it. Every now and then you're going to see a flash. Now, this particular video is from a different vantage point than what the club, who was showing the spotlights, where I saw the spotlights actually hitting the object in the sky. And so therefore you're going to see reflection bounces. This is when I knew it had to been something sitting up there. So you can see it again.
What the heck is this? Wow.
So what you saw there and what I was looking at the time, this was, like he said, he knew that was from a different vantage point, but from the club vantage point, it actually was lights that was scrolling around, and those were the reflection you saw every now and then when it blinked. And it was the reflection from the searchlights or however they was doing it over the club. And so I thought that was pretty interesting when I saw that. And like I say, we showed several different witnesses that videos that was there at the time as well. And so I think, again, it's you we're going to see a lot more. We're going to see a lot more UFOs. We're going to see a lot of more things. Now that the Whistleblowers Act is now signed, you're going to see a lot of people coming forward and pretty much talking about these UFOs. And where we're going with this, everybody, is eventually it's all tied together, from the UFOs to the sleep paralysis to aliens, abductions, and densities, and all of these things is just coming down a pipeline, that there's something, all of this is, the conscious things is coming together from there as well. For the new year, any of you, we're still looking for some celebrity type people that we can get to come forward. So if anybody got a cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a friend that's willing to talk to us about UFOs, and let's see if we can get them on the show, because the more people that we get to attracting more people to the stories, we're going to do that. We're going to start interviewing. We're getting a lot of people emailing us right now and telling us they have a story to tell, and so we're sifting through some of those emails. If you one of them, we'll be contacting you pretty soon. But we really trying to make sure that we don't spend time in the wrong places, and in some true stories, that, and any story that has some type of documentation beats conversation any day of the week. So if you got pictures or anything like that, we want to see it. And we are putting together that Starseed panel pretty soon too, where we'll bring a bunch of Starseeds up as well. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening here. Let me look into the chats and probably see if I can scroll back and give a few shout outs that I can for people that are here. Jessica was here with us, or still is. Magneticus, Louis says Louis 100. We got Andrew T. Martin is in the house. Mystical is here. Aaron, Carlos. Of course, we got the greatness of our crew. Nicole Waters is here with us. And of course, Renee is here with us. Mike, want to just give you a quick shout out. Andrew, Seashell. I'm just scrolling down. That like Jones, people that have commented, Tammy, and we have, let's see, well, you guys are holding a lot of conversation. King James, just if Sean is here, appreciate it, man. We have Marla is here with us, Chad, James, and Dom is here. We're going to be doing something at his uncle's club pretty soon, sports bar. Jay is here. We have, let's see. All right. So I'm just scrolling, James, and I'm going to scroll all the way back to the thing here and give a shout out. So with that being said, Lonnie, what do you think we need to do? Six Rello says first time here. Six Rello, welcome to the show. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, any of you that are new. In fact, if you are new for the first time, let's take the time and give you some scratch out right quick. Go ahead and put in here, just put the word new, just, new, and then I'll give you a quick shout out from there. But anyway, if you have not, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and this is it. Last but not least, I am going to shave the beard. What do y'all think? It's time to bring it back down to its senses. All right, so we've got some new people. Clement 3472 is here. Dada Saints is new. Todd Free is new. Appreciate it. Anyone else is new, put in here. And real quickly, this is just my personal moment. Work with me. Should I lose the beard? I got approached with being a black Santa Claus for a church this other past weekend, and that was enough. I know I had the stomach to go with it. But what do y'all think? Let Me See is here. Hello, new to the scene. Love your show. Thank you. If y'all think y'all seen something now, we planning on putting some shows together for next year that we want to be the sugar honey iced tea. When you start coming here talking about these UFOs, extraterrestrials, and all of those things, and some conspiracies and everything else. And so we put our whole new research team and some stuff there. Nicole said, I like the beard, but maybe just trim it. I know that much because I was going to go to the barbershop this weekend, and then I didn't go this week on purpose. But yeah, it kind of gets down here, and it just is growing. And yeah, I got to trim. No, just trim. Shave the sideburns. Yeah, when I go get my fade, at the barbershop, they'll fade all that out for the week, as usual. Let it grow. I don't know. I liked it, but I do get a lot of different looks when I'm at the grocery store, as though I'm like senior citizen style stuff. And I'm still young. I'm there. If anyone, I'm 25 times 2 plus 2, and all that stuff. He said, "You look like a very distinguished gentleman with the beard." Okay, keep the beard. Keep the beard. I would like that intro. Jay said he liked the intro. Yeah, we got the soundtrack. We even got a shorter version that y'all really don't hear of it. I can play it real quick. It's like 20 seconds, but Mr. T, I don't know about that. We are pretty much in there. This is the short version of our song.
Why the big secret? Truth seekers, but really the true leaders. It's time to get the facts from the big secret keepers. UFOs passing by when I look up in the sky. We're out here asking why, but we don't get no reply. We want disclosure, we need the actual facts.
Yeah, so that's the short version of the song. We don't play that one a lot, but yeah, we do have it from there. Somebody said, keep the beard, keep the beard. All right, so I'm going to trim it. Yeah, because they're going to edge all of this up. I've been letting it grow out a little while. All right, so I got my first Christmas present. Seal says, beard look great. Love the show. Looking forward for the content. Appreciate the shout out there or the super chat. It's been so long. I could be singing Anita Baker song. It's been so long since I've seen one of those, but it's all right. But anyone else? Popper Smurf. Come on, man. Magneticus. All right, so... All right. Is there anything else that we need to discuss, or any questions or anything y'all want to know about anything about this UFO thing before the end of this year? Now will be the time. We won't be back here until next, I think, January the 4th. So we'll be doing some shows there unless something pops up. But we definitely want to, answer any questions or anything y'all have from there. Let me give you an update on a couple of things so you make sure that you see. I think I showed y'all yesterday one of my first kind of clips, right? Did y'all see my clip? I played it last night. That I'm trying to do some shorts. I think y'all watched the video, right? If not, I'll play it again real quick. Tell me what you think. This is one of my shorts. And I have shorter hair right here too. So let me play it. We're going to start posting little stuff like this, and maybe check it out. Thank you for calling UFO Investigator's office. This is Roderick. How can I help you?
I saw something I shouldn't have.
Okay, I'm listening.
You are not going to believe this.
Yes, I do. I'm a UFO investigator.
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, you say I don't or I won't.
If you don't believe me, then ask Linda. She'll tell you.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. I can help you. I can help you. I believe you.
How can you help me if you don't believe me?
So let me guess.
You saw a UFO?
I believe in UFO. So just post your comments, follow me, and I got you. All right, yeah. So that is one of my 3 videos that I was working on to do some short form content. Pretty much. Someone that was saying they want to download the soundtrack. We're going to actually put that clip up pretty soon, so you'll be able to get that information and everything else. Now, y'all seen I had a shorter beard in that one. Okay, we'll definitely come out and do some things. Talking about Real Rod, come out. All right, so. I'm just looking, see, is there any questions before we get out? I'm just really, someone said they saw it yesterday. Cool. Appreciate it. I won't show it again. Enough is enough, but it will be, actually it's posted on some of the shorts, but I just think nobody was watching it, or pretty much. All right. Someone says, so anybody, any particular UFO thing that you want to hear talk about before we get out of here for the year. And always, I want you to make sure that you catch some of my other shows. If FoxTube is free for you to download. Go there. You can watch the show called Aliens Abduction Roswell 75. I'm in that particular show as an expert. And then Beyond Belief with George Norrie. That is now airing a couple of weeks ago starting. That's on Gaia. Discovery Plus Alien Endgame is still streaming. Black Knight Satellite with Forbidden Knowledge, that is there as well. And then, of course, Ancient Aliens is coming up. And then Regina Meredith is going to be coming up as well. So definitely want you to check that out as well. All right. So, all right. For the UFO sighting and for research, what is it, Lasting? Will you be coming out to Vegas? No, I'm not coming out to Vegas. We won't be doing that one pretty much. And if it was for MUFON, if anybody reported, they will sign it to a UFO investigator within that area. And do you have more on the Black Eye Kids? We're going to be doing some research on that. That is an up and coming show. It started popping up at the time when we started to do something about the sleep paralysis. And of course, it came about last night in the conversation. So she says, Lonnie says she'll be in Vegas in February. So definitely you want to check that out. Possible topics, Inky and Enlil, and their connection to the indigenous tribes around the world. Yeah, that story, T. Warren, ties into a lot of stuff. So we will be going into that, the Anunnakis, and I think we did some small videos on it, but we're going to do some deep dives into a lot of ancient stuff, in which a lot of it you can find on Forbidden Knowledge that we do on Tuesday night, where Billy talks deeply into it. I try to fuse what's happening in UFO and government cover-ups and conspiracies on one side, so that a lot of the topics don't overlap a lot, but we definitely will be doing that. We'll be talking about it on our call tomorrow. T. Warren. Okay, so is T. Warren one of our researchers, Lonnie? Or are you talking about? Yeah, maybe I missed it. Oh, Sonia, what's going on? We got Sonia into the world news. Make sure you guys check out her YouTube channel. She has some great storytelling nights that she does, and pretty much. So, is that correct? Yep, he is. Okay, so T. Warren is. All right. Well, welcome. Yeah, T. Warren is one of our researchers. So we're going to have our call, our team call tomorrow. And so we'll talk about some possible topics and everything else. And so definitely bring it up in a call from there. So, and if most of you didn't know, yes, we put together a team of researchers, and now we're starting our weekly meetings and where we all come together on collective topics and everything else. And so that is pretty good from there. All right, sir. Anything else? I know we just chilling 3 minutes to an hour, and then we'll be gone. We just wanted to kind of hang around about an hour for what we were doing here. Jay says, my family have seen all sorts of crazy stuff over the years. All right, so we will be doing that. Nicole says, welcome to the team, Team Warren. Yeah, so Nicole, well, you'll meet T tomorrow. You'll be on a call, our research call, so that'll be working from there. All right, so if there's not anything else, the beard will get trimmed. Now that Nicole, and we talked today, she could have took the time and let me know my beard was out, whacked up. We was on the phone today. But now that everybody, I'm going to trim it out. And, it's kind of weird. I'm getting new black hair growing in, but the rest of the stuff is gray. So, all right. So happy holidays to each and every one of you. I think I want you to know to make sure you all stay safe and going into the new year, whatever your resolutions are and all of those things. As always, we can all say we're going to lose more weight. We're going to try to change our finances and everything else. I'm trying to work a little better on my time and get into better health right before your eyes here and everything else. And that's something that we plan to do, to give you more content, to give you more things to hear, see, where it can awaken your possibilities to the curiosity of what's happening into the universe. Is my job for the years as we coming up from there. We've reached over 8,000 subscribers. We started out early in the year, and I think that's phenomenal in some cases for a lot of people. And thanks to each and every one of you for doing that. We're on our way to 10K. That's where the first real crying milestone would be when we reach 10,000 subscribers, and we couldn't do that without you, without everybody coming here and pretty much doing those things from there. So once again, this is what I do. Lonnie, being our show producer, is being real instrumental. So I would like to say that out loud, and from Nicole and all of the people that's been around all of this year and everything else in years to come. And I want to make sure that I'm always be able to acknowledge you taking your time to watch me and give you information. If there's any improvements that we could do, we're all open for suggestions, positive suggestions, of course. And the email is contact@whythebigsecret.com, because it is you who I serve, and to serve you better, the best that I can is what I'm always interested in, knowing what to do for you guys to really do that and whatever. So the journey is real. UFOs are real. And we're going to have a great year from that. And so with that being said, let me give us the out and just tell everybody we are all right. This is it. This is the last show for the year. And I want to thank you for being here, and the team and everyone else. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be right here, and thank you for that. And I want you to go out and enjoy the fireworks, whatever you're going to do New Year's Eve. And we're going to start this thing off big in 2023. I love you. I love each and every one of you more than you know, because you are my inspiration. And I hope to someday meet all of you someday in real life or on the other side of the universe when we get there in our spaceships from that. And with that being said, that's it. That's it. My popcorn. That's it. I'm out. We're going to dust off the boards. Got my dusters. We're going to hit the lights off. I'm going to go to the gym today and swim. And I'm going to Florida for New Year's Eve. See y'all next Tuesday. Let me get it out of here. That was such a long goodbye. Such a long goodbye.